Deer hunting, which has been done for fun and for food for tens of thousands of years, is the pursuit of deer. Deer hunting is one way to acquire venison, which is another term for deer meat. Venison is a healthy and organic dietary source of animal protein. Deer of many different species are hunted for their flesh all throughout the globe. In this video, we'll talk about deer hunting. Please subscribe to our channel before proceeding. Deer hunters have gathered at the lodge after the hunt for ages to discuss tactics, what worked and what didn't. The reason for this is because a sage hunter never stops learning. In fact, it is your biggest asset. Every time we go deer hunting, we learn something new. This may sometimes be scientific, talking about the biology of deer. Sometimes it is just experienced hunters sharing what they have learned over time. These suggestions will assist beginners going on their first deer hunt get off to a great start without a trying and error deer hunting season and finally have a successful deer hunt. If you have hunted deer previously, take a look to see if you can come up with anything new. You never know what little adjustment can produce your next magnificent trophy deer. Here are some deer hunting tips you should know. Number 1. Get rid of your smell. Even if you believe you have eliminated your body odor, a deer may still smell you. Taking a shower and washing your hunting supplies is insufficient. You must use particular odor, neutral soaps and detergents made for shooting whitetail deer since animals greatly depend on smell. To fully cover up the stench, you could even store your equipment in a chest covered with fallen leaves and pine needles. Bring a cover-up deer smell with you to the woods so you may use it all during your hunt. Use it as well. Number 2. Be quiet. Deer have far greater hearing than humans do. Make an effort to be as silent as you can. To do this, park far from your stand and move carefully. Alter the speed of your steps as well to avoid sounding too human. If you unintentionally make a loud noise while hiking, pause for a moment. Any deer who heard you and is now on high alert will have time to relax down after this. Number 3. Learn the deer language. There is a wide variety of vocalizations that deer employ to communicate with one another. Figure out how to use this information to your advantage. When you go hunting for deer, be sure to have a selection of different types of deer calls with you. Because various types of deer respond to different calls at different times of the year, you will need to educate yourself on the lingo. Number 4. Be prepared. Make sure that you have completed all required safety training, that you have your license and tags with you, and that you have checked the forecast before you go off. Inform someone of your destination before you leave. Pack everything you could need, including supplies in case of an emergency. Number 5. Scope out the area. Investigate the area thoroughly before purchasing a new plot of property. You may do this in person by going out a couple of days before your deer hunt and determining where to set your tree stand, where to hike in, and so on, depending on how you anticipate the deer will travel. You can also do this by using an app on your smartphone. If you do not feel like doing it in person, you may at least look at satellite photographs of the area online to get an aerial perspective of the landscape. If you would rather hunt on private territory, make sure you remember to acquire permission beforehand. Number 6. Position your stand correctly. So where do you take a position? You have a few excellent choices. Ridges are useful because they provide a clear view and prevent nearby deer from smelling your scent. Another wonderful spot is the edge of fields. Put your stand on a tree a little off the corner to capture deer coming in from the corners of fields where they eat. Finally, you may consider positioning your booth near a crossroads where numerous beds, feed pathways converge. The likelihood of seeing a deer using one of the pathways will be greatest if you do this. You may find feeding sites by finding deer scat. If you wish to bow hunt deer, you should set up your stand 12 to 20 yards from where you think the deer will be. In order to prevent the deer from smelling you, it should also be downwind from the direction you anticipate the deer to go. Number 7. Bad spots can be good spots. You may want to rethink descending down into the valley to hunt if the surrounding landscape is rugged or mountainous. Absolutely, this is a bothersome situation. Even though it will be more difficult to get a deer up out of there, every other hunter is probably thinking the same thing. Even deer are able to figure it out. If you are prepared to put in the effort, you could find that the pickings are easy. Number 8. Set up your stand early in the season. Changes to the forest environment are noticed by the deer, particularly the older and more experienced ones that you have been keeping an eye on. If you can, hang your stand early in the season so that the deer get used to its existence and do not pay it any attention. This will increase your chances of successfully taking a deer. They will have a greater chance of coming into contact with it as a result of this. Number 9. Practice getting into your stand. After you have established your stand, you should work on the process of climbing into it. When the appropriate moment arrives, you will be able to stealthily enter and softly take your position without being discovered. When climbing up and down the tree in the dark, you will have a reduced risk of losing your footing and falling out of the harness. One of the most common reasons for hunters to get injuries is through falling out of their tree stands. Consequently, you should make an investment in a reliable safety harness to reduce the danger. Number 10. Check that you have a clear shot. When you have your stand set up, check to see whether you will be able to strike the target you have set. Not just in the area where you believe the deer may enter, but also check all around and locate any other possible entrances. Bring some branch cutters with you, or invest in a saw that folds up, so that you may take a shot that is both comfortable and accurate. This video has come to an end. If you find this video, tell us in the comments down below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon for upcoming alerts.